We're here. We made it. We
Made it.
are back. We're calling this one episode 114. We kind of had like a 2 minute episode 114 like a week ago.
Oh, we did. Okay.
We're not counting that one.
Okay.
That, yeah,
That's a
that was,
we need a mulligan.
yeah, exactly. Yes. We were going to start, we were doing the thing. I had to run out with a little bit of a family incident, which turned out to actually be not that big of a deal, but there was a confusion in the house, and so it seemed like it was a much bigger deal. So for anyone who was worried, everything's fine. We're all back. But we're here, episode 114, Prep Talk Live. I'm Casey with Cascadia Dispatch. Joining me, as always, is Tup, the Urban Prepper. Tup, have you recovered from last weekend?
That was last weekend was a lot of fun. I am fully recovered, but I was dragging the next day, that's for sure. It,
Holy cow.
yeah, it was a busy because it was already a long day because I had to wake up like at gee, what time did I wake up? Like 4:45 in the a.m. to because I was on a island up north, and so I had to catch the early ferry to get back and to get all the preps and get the rental the cargo van and all that stuff and get it. So it was a really busy day, but it was a lot of fun though too.
I just imagine you playing the saxophone on the ferry
Yeah,
back from wherever you were coming. Just
yeah,
like Kenny Loggins style, just with the sunrise and the
yeah.
whole thing.
No, I was on in the car for the most of it, trying to get some sleep while I could, and then okay, time to work. But yeah, we had for those watching, yeah, we had a little prepper meetup in Seattle, and Casey and Bernie came down from Portland. Another guy named Jack came from Portland. We had some people from Vancouver came, and we just kind of got together and did a lot of big giveaway, and it was a lot of fun to see people like I was worried that Casey was just an AI bot that I've been talking to for a couple of years. So it's good to get a proof of life every once in a while.
With all of the with all of the fun, with all of the back and forth that we do on this, it was very good. We've seen each other before,
Yeah,
so but
it's been a little.
it
I
was
mean,
epic.
we see each other more often virtually, but it was epic. Yeah,
Yes, yes, we do. I was realizing I try to find some pictures. This was, yeah. So Bernie was up there vacationing. I drove up that morning. Met up with Tup in like an abandoned parking lot, in the middle of Seattle, and he's like in like a U-Haul van,
that
like
was
jumps out the
yeah.
car. It was hilarious.
I think I
And
started
then
banging on your window. Like,
yes, and then we were like, okay, so where is this place? Because Tup has been saying like, okay, it's this club, and Bernie and I are kind of looking at each other like, what are you talking about? This was the coolest club it was next level when we got in there.
yeah,
Club Sarajevo, for
yeah.
those who may be in the Seattle area. Shout out to them. It was incredible. It was like we had gone into a nightclub and just brought a bunch of like backpacks and shovels. Like
Yeah,
it
there
was,
was like VIP sitting areas and like red ropes, and like the logo was up there, and it had like the color scheme and everything. And man, this is nice for us preppers. We're
yeah, everyone was wearing duty pants,
yes,
cargo shorts. It was,
yeah.
uh,
There's all that we had a full security team, armed security there, so it was like the safest place in Seattle for a couple hours.
it was fantastic. Yeah, they put the lights up,
Yeah.
um, and then we put out. Now here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. You may have heard about the canning war that's
Yes,
going
we've
on
been talking
in
about it for months.
Tup's house. And most of us would think to ourselves, oh, well, it's a normal garage. It's shelves. Okay, they need to move some space. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. I will tell you this. Tup brought a minivan, a cargo van, full of stuff, full of stuff. It took four of us unloading this thing to get the stuff. He brought tables. It
Yeah,
was everywhere. And we had stuff stacked in different because it didn't all fit on the tables.
yeah.
There was a different VIP area with it was everywhere. Um, and I was joking too because Tup's lovely wife was there.
Yep.
Some family members were there,
Yep.
and I was joking with them like, "Oh, this has got to make like the biggest difference. This has got to be wonderful getting all of this stuff out of the house." I think there may have been more stuff in there than I have actually in totality. Um, I sent it to my wife, and I was like, this is next level." Um, and they joked around and said, "Oh, this was a great first pass.
Yes.
This was a great. This didn't touch most of the house. Apparently,
No,
this
no, none of the house. Yeah,
apparently your office was mentioned. There
it's
might
pretty
be
messy. It's
storage
pretty messy.
facilities around the city
Yes.
that you
Yeah, I
have."
have
I
different
was like,
survival caches going on. Yeah.
"Oh my!" Like I had no idea. And then I was like, "So Tup, like you're pretty popular. Like this must be like brands just sending you stuff." He's like, "No, no, no. I get it, so I can be authentic in my reviews." And I was like, "Did you take out a second mortgage to apply?" Like, first off, no one is giving me any more garbage, any more crap about my bougie preps
Yeah, no.
with just the sheer volume that Tup has accumulated over time. Not gonna happen anymore.
A lot of those were like 15 years worth of stuff from the channel, basic almost. So,
Yeah,
actually,
that's a
some of it predated the channel too. So it was like they had some of them had to those preps want to be used, by and they're just sitting on a shelf somewhere. So it's, but yeah, but for the most part, for like most of the reviews, I try to buy it myself. So then I feel like I'm not like bought and paid for. But
yeah.
some of it they do send it even if I tell them not to. I'm like, hey, don't please don't send it. I can't review it, but they sent it anyway. So we just gave it away. So it was good.
Well, and let's also say this. It was not like garbage preps. It
No,
wasn't like freebie stuff. I'm standing there, Bernie's standing there. Like a couple of us are like, okay, we got nice prep stuff at home. Like we're set. And I'm looking at the things on the table, and I was like, there's some brand new stuff here that's looking pretty nice
yeah,
that would work in my system. And so I'm
yes,
texting my wife, and I was like, so I think, and she was like, if you bring one thing back, you have to get rid of two things when you get home. And I was like, that is tough. So I ended up getting there was like you had like a crowbar thing, like
yes.
the Fat Mac
Yeah,
family
that was
thing,
yeah. That's
um, which is fantastic because I actually have that in two of our tool bags at home, so it
yep.
works.
It works for
So
the system. Yeah.
we threw that in the car, and then you had those reusable like like instant dam
Yeah, the
bags for like if it's
water
a flood,
dams. Yeah, water dams.
and I just thought that was cool. So I'm gonna try those out. So I took that. Bernie, like I don't know if Bernie got anything. Your friend who was there, he's snagging like the brand new DeWalt thing that you had. We were like,
Yes.
what in the world is happening? And then, the, literally, ladies and gentlemen, like the number of Costco sized totes that he brought. I, there was five, six, seven of them. Um, Many of them filled with backpacks. Like
Yes.
he had said, like he has backpacks, and we were
we
like, all right,
we've
well,
been
sure,
talking for a while.
we all have backpacks. We all have pouches. No, 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 no. These were the cast offs, remember? This wasn't like, oh, he brought all of his backpacks and it fit into a few tubs. Isn't that a great collection? No, no, no. This is what he decided was on a first pass with little emotion, the stuff that could leave. Um, so then we started giving them out as shopping bags so that
Yes.
people could come in and put stuff in. So yeah, I think you gave away, I don't know, three or four or five Costco tubs worth of stuff,
Yeah.
including there was some other like waterproof, watertight things you brought. Those left. Like it was incredible.
I had some some like Pelican style cases, and then the DeWalt cases, and survival caches, and I had probably I don't know how many messenger bags we gave away, but that was cool. Sometimes like VanQuest would send some like for Christmas or something, they would send like some messenger bags. I'm like, oh well, like I don't need another messenger bag, but so we found new homes for those ones. But yeah, it was really cool to see like people like like some of that stuff and take it home, and hopefully it helps them out in their preps. But it was
Yeah, there was so
I'm
much.
working on the video. I have I'm working on an overall video for the event. I just haven't had a chance to finish it, but
All right. Well, we're really
it'll
looking
be
forward
cool.
to that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rocco's Pizza. That was
Rocco's,
fantastic.
did you like, that's one of my favorite spots. Like,
That was fantastic. Loved Rocco's.
yeah,
Shout out to what is it? Tap on tap something.
just the tap.
Just the tap. It's a lovely little bar
It's
around the
funny. Yeah.
corner. We it is hilarious, and we
I got,
should probably spend some time on that. But don't mind me trying to keep us, monetized over here.
yeah, that was
So
pretty, it
we
was, yeah, it was a cool concept where you basically had like these little key fob thing. You would buy beer by the ounce and you could taste test and it would just track how many ounces. So you could technically just drink like that much. And it was pretty cool.
Yeah, well, and the guy that owns it apparently like built the actual mechanisms and contraptions that were in this thing.
Oh
It was
wow,
super cool.
it was awesome.
Tup did spend quite a bit of time in the swinger room.
Yes,
We
we
did,
were all
yeah.
in the swinger room, but
We were all in the swinger room.
yeah,
They had a room with rope swings around like a dining table, and so you sat on these rope swings, um,
with like
and so that
neon
was,
black lighting type thing, UV light on it. It was.
yeah, it was super cool.
We went back there
So
afterwards. After you drove, we went back and hit the tap room again. So
yes, yes, there was going to be a second round at the tap
yes,
room. I unfortunately had a 3 hour drive, which ended
yeah,
up being like 3.5 hours. I think I got home at like 11.
oh,
And I was like, okay, I have to tap out. No pun intended. Um, but then, and then we got to meet some of the fam.
yep,
Got to meet the lovely Mrs. Pepper.
yeah, Mrs. Pepper.
Um, Mrs. Pepper
She
was
never
there.
comes out to anything, but you totally
No,
like she doesn't really follow much of what I do on YouTube, but including live streams. But you within like a matter of I was stepped away for like maybe 5 minutes to do a little video segment, and
mhm.
then and then by the time I came back, like the whole family was wowed by Casey, and they're you need to talk to him more. He and I just learned so much and about financial stuff. So you're like the number one prep in the Tup household, right? Or the number one prepper in the Tup household right now. She just
That's
talks about you every day now.
that is
I'm getting
like
jealous.
I can't tell you how like I got a nickname from. I'm not gonna. I don't want to be too like she
Oh
called me
yeah,
the
what was that?
Oracle.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Oracle.
like I love that I have that she obviously had no idea about
Yeah,
what we do on Prep Talk
no,
Live. Any of it had no clue. It's
she
an
doesn't.
inch she lives in a different house,
She just knows I'm talking to someone.
and
It's
I love that I have a nickname. Like
yes,
that's fantastic.
yeah, yeah. You're the Oracle, and you even wowed my brother-in-law, who doesn't get wowed by much of anything. So like that was
Yeah, we had
impressive.
a wonderful conversation.
Yeah,
We had a
he's
great time.
and she's like we're already. She's like you need to talk to Casey about the 529 write off for private schooling, like all the stuff that she's still talking about it. So
um, Daniel says my vocals are very roomy.
huh.
Does it sound bad?
It sounds good to me, but I'm on headset, so I don't know.
Okay. All right. Um, well, then we'll throw it out to the group. Sadly, I don't have another option at the moment.
Yeah, I think it
Um,
sounds nice.
we'll fix it in post. I can just have an AI, voiceover happen and do that.
Oh,
Um,
my AI stuff has been coming along for the channel, or because not I don't want to change the topic totally, but like
yeah,
uh
no, let's go to AI.
yeah, so I because when we make it, making videos is a lot of work, and if it's when you're doing like
Hmm.
the audio narration and then you putting the B-roll on top of it, it takes me hours and hours to do. So then I finally someone was I was on the ferry on the way back from Friday Harbor, and there was some one of my friends was like, "Hey, why don't you just ask AI to do that for you?" And I'm like, "Well, why didn't I think of that?" So I said, "Hey, can you correct my audio like and take the best take out of whatever because when I record it, I'm stumbling over my words, and eventually I get it right, and then that's usually the good take, and then I move to the next section, and it's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll write it, and I have to curate it a little bit, but now it's like automated audio editing for me, so it's like, oh, it just saved me like 3 or 4 hours for every video type thing, so it's like awesome.
Yeah, I'm very excited to. You need to send me the link to the thing, like to the setup, so
Yes.
that I can
It's just a little Python
also.
script that runs in your terminal window, and then you just feed it your wave files. And so I could feed it like, because when I record, like, let's say I'm doing an EDC video, and I have my I record the intro wave, and then I record like the whatever, and then whatever, and then the closing. I could feed all those waves to it, and it just starts processing all of them, and it's like, wow, it's awesome.
That is fantastic.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, that's it is so much fun the things that we can do with AI like I know it's scary for a lot of people and they're going to take over the world, blah blah blah.
yeah.
But in the meantime, while we still have some autonomy, we might as well do some fun stuff with
Well, yeah, it's good for like to get rid of like the mundane stuff that you really don't want it like that takes away from other stuff. So, because I'd
it.
rather
Yeah.
not spend 3 hours editing audio files, and I could be testing preps, or I could be doing stuff that humans are might be a little better for.
Yeah. So we just got a new. I think I talked to. I'm setting up like a family command center for us
Yes.
in our house.
You my
Um,
my wife was talking about that too.
yeah, so we launched it. We launched it over the weekend because I had to get the computer had to come in. I had to get the monitor, set it up, play around with it a little bit. ChatGPT was very helpful in helping me like script out, and because I'm using a Mac, Apple has its own cool little scripting thing. I
Yeah,
say cool because I've not ever used it. It's new to
yeah.
me. I'm sure there are a lot of people that hate it or whatever. Like, totally fine, totally fair. Um, but I was like, okay, because all this computer is going to do is sit in our living room and have this calendar and these to-do lists and do that. Um, I was asking ChatGPT, like, okay, give me things that this computer could do to help, given all of the projects that I've talked about and all this sort of stuff. Um, and so it's fed me like all kinds of cool ideas of things to like run in the background and auto scripts to run and stuff. Um, so we're gonna try and do that. But I now get little alerts from the family account that I set up for things that are being populated because the kids now are going in and entering stuff and adding stuff. And they're checking to make sure that like if they need a ride somewhere, like does somebody can an adult actually take them or like do they need to adjust their plans? Um, so far it is actually working out really, really, really well. Um, so
Sweet. Yeah, she was
that's
telling my wife was telling me what you told her about the centralized
Mhm.
hub, and she's like, again,
Well,
she
and
was
the reason it came up was because we have kids about the same ages,
yes,
and so we were talking about some of the logistics that happens when your kids get to those kind of mid high school, middle school ages, and rides and clubs and sports and all of the activities and everything else. And so we were talking to it in that I don't just walk around Seattle being like, "Hey, by the way, I've made a Google computer." Like
yeah.
that's not a thing.
Yeah, I think that was another thing that she keeps talking about, and,
Mhm.
yes. Again, I got it on video, but the back of your truck is just like, for those wondering, the 4Runner is awesome. It's he has this hidden
Oh,
Cascadia Dispatch's, 4Runner has a hidden compartment in the back filled with preps and all sorts of goodies. It was just like, it was killer. It was
it
so, that'll be
was
featured in the
super
video. Yeah.
fantastic,
The only
fantastic.
the only problem I had is that my DJI Pocket 3, it's done. It's, like, not working. So,
Oh,
I'm like,
really?
I don't know what to do because I love it.
Take it back to Costco.
I think I actually bought that one at Best Buy.
Oh, that was a mistake. That was
So, but yeah, Costco, I'm gonna get so I'm like, and I contacted DJI. I'm like, hey, I know what it's like. There's a problem with those lithium batteries that if it completely
mhm.
drains the
Yeah.
battery, that it goes into some hibernation state and it can't wake itself up basically. And so I have to change out the internal battery of this thing, and you have to get the batteries are only available for like in China, and it's going to take like 60 to 90 days.
Oh my gosh. Um, why? All right, I have a question. Did Tup freeze or did I? Can anybody? Tup appears frozen on my screen, but I don't know if that's that everything is frozen for me or because the chat is still moving. Um, let me Yep, Tup froze. Okay. All right. Well, then Tup will come back. Hopefully. Um, in the meantime, he didn't die. Daniel is very negative. Yeah, no, Tup didn't die. He's totally fine. Um, we were trying to get him all kind of hooked up at the beginning, and I know he was having some audio issues and stuff. So I wonder if it just kind of kicked over. So he'll come back here in a second. He's just refreshing. Daniel had asked about the newsletter. That is a fantastic question, and I was been thinking about it over the last week. Obviously, we had Tup's thing this last weekend. We have two family birthdays this month within a couple weeks of each other, so there's a lot of family stuff going on. Um, One of my big kind of projects over the next couple of weeks is I have a bunch of projects that are like 75% done. And I think I've never been diagnosed, but I feel pretty confident that there's some ADHD-ness going on in there. And so I start these projects, get them to a point, and then kind of get distracted with something else. So my goal has been to kind of finish um, the video transfer project that I'm working on. And I actually thought I was done, and then I found three more tapes that I need to do. So I'm hopefully going to be able to finish that tonight. Get all of that done for the family. I had a Lego set. I had a big Lego Batman, the animated series set that I had about two-thirds done, and I finished that last week. So I was able to check that off. And then there's a photo project for the family that we're working on right now. And there was the whole let's get the command center done. So I got the command center done. Thinking about the newsletter, trying to think about what to put in the newsletter. If it's, is it just kind of a prepping advice note for whether it's the week or the month? If it's cool, like, prepping items that I use or have used. Um, I don't know if there's, links back to videos, something like that. What would you guys like to have in a newsletter? I mean, what would be not only like useful, but make you actually want to like open it? Because that's a thing that I feel like we run into a lot. Yeah, Tup's restarting. Um, what, not just what would be an interesting newsletter, but what would be interesting enough for you to want to open it or look forward to it? Um, I find that, I've signed up for a bunch of newsletters over time. And a lot of them just like they seem really interesting, like in the first week. And then there's so much other stuff in my inbox and I don't actually open it or look at it or anything like that. Um, yeah, yeah, I guess you're toast. Um, I don't know. Try restarting your laptop. I don't know. I did not block you. I did not kick you. Um, the Oracle would not do such things. I am a benevolent Oracle. Um, but I don't know. So yeah. So what would be that? So yeah. So Daniel's saying EDC of the month, prep challenges, um, food storage car kits for each month. Um, we could definitely ask the Queen, Sutton's Days, if she would participate. And we could definitely ask people if they would like to write something for it. I think that would be great. Um, Chuck is volunteering to do radio and comms. Fantastic. Love that. Um, yeah, I think if, having other people submitting stuff to the newsletter, I think that would be great if we could make it like a community thing. Um, so yeah, let me um, put your ideas, in the comments or DM them to me on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. Because yeah, I think there's definitely something there with the with a newsletter. Um, I just don't know what the content would be, and then how we would construct it in a way that isn't too overly time consuming. I think one of the things I found is a lot of times with newsletters or with anything, there's some people that want to know like the bullet points and then other people that want like the deep dive. And the process of creating that is a pretty big investment. And with everything else going on, uh, you all know we do Prep Talk Live because we don't have time to even make videos anymore. Tup does, apparently, but I don't. So this has really been kind of the way for me to keep putting out information, putting out content. So um, if there was a way to do that, maybe with some streams, maybe with some video clips, something like that. Um, Maybe we use some AI to help us kind of take old content or find some new stuff and put it together or something. Um, I think that could be a good thing. So yeah. Um, Daniel's joke of the month. Daniel, if we're going to be publishing this out, I don't need a lawsuit. I don't need to. We don't need that smoke. We can, think of something. Maybe we could have like a director's cut newsletter or like a membership only thing, and you could like sign in there. Um, we could get a Tup cutout and take them different places. That would be fun. Um, or we could put like Tup, like pictures of Tup that you could print out, and it would be like a cutout where you could put on like a stick, and then like people could have it, and it could be Tup around the world or something like that. That could be pretty funny. Um, Prepper humor. Um, yeah. Okay. Tup is apparently locked out of Restream, which is a problem. I don't know. Um, I don't know how to get him back. Um, so, with that, I think we might wrap up for this evening. Because the most important things that we were going to talk about tonight were Tup's extravaganza in Seattle, and just kind of the interesting stuff we've been working on. Which Tup's been dabbling in the AI and also cleaning out his closets. Um, and I'm working on some projects as well. Poor Tup is just on the rest stream. I love that Tup is so bored by our streams. He has joined the chat room. That's what's actually happened. He's claimed that Restream dropped him, but it's not. He just really wanted to participate in the chat room because the chat is really where it's happening. Yeah, he's alive. He is alive. He's fine. All right, send a search party for him. You can find him in the chat room and throw him a life raft, and we'll throw him in. All right, anybody. Well, we will be back, I think, next week. I think that is the hope. That's the plan. Yeah, Chuck is right. The chat room is the real show. It always has been. We are just here to facilitate that. Maybe the newsletter will be just like a chat room or something. Anyway, so we'll keep working on that. Thanks again for joining us. We will, hopefully we'll be back next week. I think we'll be back next week. I don't think we have plans next week to not be here. So keep an eye out. Have a wonderful rest of your week and weekend. And we'll talk to you next